Hello, Freedom Guy 55 here again. I wanted to talk about the Book of Eli. It's a movie that had just come out on DVD and video like not too long ago. It's directed by the Hughes brothers, who directed Menace to Society and From Hell. And if you haven't seen those films, you should see those films, okay? Tell you. Well, anyway, it also has Denzel Washington in it, and Gary Oldman, and Mila Kunis. I'm sorry. Back in. And Ray Stevenson, who plays the new Punisher in Punisher Warzone, if you haven't seen it. Well, anyway, it's a movie about a post-apocalyptic world where the world has been devastated, kind of like a Mad Max kind of thing. And we're following this character who's this religious nut who gets voices in his head to go west. And he classifies these voices, of course, as being God. Well, the thing is that later on we find out that this world had this huge war. And that everybody after the war blamed the Bible for the cause of it. So they burned them all, and only one survived. And it's in the backpack of Denzel Washington's character. Well, after hacking and slashing a few people, he winds up going to a town where he sees where Gary Oldman resides and tries to control people and whatnot. And he's interested in literature, and he's interested in finding one book. Guess what book that is? Well, he winds up, when Denzel Washington comes into his town and wrecks up shit, he winds up finding out that Denzel Washington has the Bible. What he wants. So he winds up battling him out to get the Bible from him. He meets Mila Kunis' character because she is the daughter of Gary Oldman's mistress. And she winds up befriending Denzel Washington. They wind up going away and, fighting it out, whatever. Anyway, Gary Oldman goes in hot pursuit of them. And near the end, they wind up having this big battle, with really good cinematography. And Denzel Washington gets shot, and Gary Oldman has the Bible. We find out that this Bible has actually been Braille the whole time, or in Braille the whole time, a Braille Bible, which I think indicates that Denzel Washington was blind all the time and we didn't even know it. Well, anyway, with a gunshot wound, Denzel still continues to go west, and Mila Kunis helps him out. They wind up going to Alcatraz, which now is a secular outpost that preserves information. Well, anyway, it's run by a man who is played by Malcolm McDowell. If you don't know who Malcolm McDowell is, he played Alex in A Clockwork Orange. Anyway, Denzel Washington apparently has memorized the Bible, and he's going to tell, or word for word, or speak out the word for word the Bible, and he has Malcolm McDowell write it down on a whole bunch of pieces of paper. Well, after that's done, Malcolm McDowell winds up taking it to a printing press and prints out the Bible, and then prints out the Bible and makes a book out of it, and it's preserved on their shelves. Well, after that, Denzel Washington, of course, dies, and Mila Kunis takes on his mantle. And that's pretty much the end of the film. Well, there are pluses and minuses of this film. The pluses happen to be, of course, the preserving of information. No matter what the information may be, and no matter how bad or evil the either book or whatnot is, I think that all information should be preserved. Because someone took time and effort into this, and it does help us figure out how individuals had lived in the past by just, people writing, even if the book is fiction, like the Bible. Also a plus is what I personally like, is that two people are battling for the Bible, and it winds up getting into the hands of a secular outpost that preserves information. I kind of like that. It just kind of gave me a kind of warm feeling in that sense. The minuses of the film happen to be really kind of something that kind of irked me a little bit. In the movie, they make the Bible sound like it's actually much more of a moral guide than what it really actually is. They take different small little phrases out of the Bible, and then it's like supposed to be this like really good moral guide. Yet taking these phrases that sound like poetic, or at least in some ways mostly moral, is not really what the Bible is all about. Most of the Bible deals with the advocacy of the raping and pillaging of lands and the killing of people in the name of God, and even God liking to kill other people because he's not being worshipped because he's a jealous God. This does not sound like this, a really good moral guide for really most of the Bible. And this like small little amount of the Bible is supposed to be your own sense of why you believe it's a moral guide? I don't think so. Anyway, the next thing that's also a minus of the film is the fact that they wind up saying that people who don't like the Bible, like me, are going to go out and burn all the Bibles. Well, see, I don't really believe that, because I think it's actually given more advocacy to atheism to have the Bibles around and being brought more and more into other people's hands than it actually has, for us to burn them all so that we can get rid of them and think they're evil. No, I don't think so. The reason why I think it's actually advocated atheism for having the Bible around, even in more hands, is because when you bring it into other people having different interpretations of the Bible, the more and more the Bible has been, or the Christianity has been more diverging away from each other and creating more and more different sects out there. And the more and more sects that they create, the more and more they're not really trying to find a, one particular overall truth, like they say that the Bible is supposed to make you have. So it kind of gives questions to that, to the point where it kind of makes individuals realize. The other stuff is the fact that there is some really immoral, evil crap within the Bible, and people have read it from cover to cover and have actually stated that it has helped their atheism because they have seen the evil stuff that is within the Bible itself, this really evil crap. As well as, how are we ever going to show anybody else this kind of evil stuff that is advocated within the Bible if we have no form of reference because we've burned all the Bibles? That's just ridiculous. We have to have the Bible as a form of reference to show people, hey, this is an evil crap, this is evil stuff in the Bible that even you consider evil. We have to show people this. See, and that's why I think it's kind of advocated more atheism because of that. But the movie is good for the most part. I mean, it's directed by the Hughes brothers, so that's a good thing. But this Mad Max kind of future concept is just too bleak, and it's always overdone within films, and it just really needs to go. But I do believe that you do need to see the movie at least once. Just because, just to see the cinematography, the acting, and the directing of the film. Because it is a good film on that basis. Anyway, that's all I have to say. And I thank you for your time, and have a nice day.